Chipotle's loss could, in fact, be competitor Panera's gain. Shares of Panera Bread are higher today after it came out last night beating Wall Street estimates, raising its projections for the year on top of a solid gain already for 2016. With us now is Ron Shaich, the CEO of Panera Bread. Ron, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Sarah. How are you?
Good morning. So let's talk about this quarter. Nice beat and raise and a nice boost for the stock, which is already up 13% or so in the last 3 months. What's driving your momentum, and could it be a loss of customers from Chipotle moving over to Panera?
Yeah, well, it has nothing to do with Chipotle, but we'll explain that in a second. It's really rooted in our own strategy for transformation. We've been working on it 4 years. It's essentially about being a better competitive alternative, and it's about expanded runways for growth. Better competitive alternative, Panera has been rolling out a guest experience called 2.0. It's access, it's technology, it's operational integrity. Panera has also been driving innovation in food marketing and operations. In terms of expanded growth, Panera's made a real commitment to catering. It's made a real commitment to our CPG business, Panera at Home, and we are having success with delivery. And I think that the world sees it. It's manifested itself in comps that have been building. You saw this quarter, our comps were up 6.2%. That's the best comps we have recorded in 4 years. More importantly, we've been taking market share. Those comps are about 600 basis points better than the all-industry composite. So we're feeling just great. Our long-term strategy is working.
Well, on that point about taking market share, 6% comps versus negative 30 for Chipotle in the same period. Why are you so sure this has nothing to do with Chipotle?
Well, it's real simple. We have been tracking against Chipotle for many years. We don't correlate with their sales. And when they go up, we don't go down. When they go down, we don't go up. More importantly, the way to think about what's happening in Chipotle is consumers are staying away from Chipotle. That business is probably moving to the entire universe of the food industry. So everybody's getting a tiny little bit. People are not waking up and saying, I want to go to a fast casual restaurant. I was going to go to Chipotle, but now I'm going to Panera. No, they're going to go to whatever is going to offer an experience like Chipotle, whether it be Mexican food or something else, that given day. The reality is in the last month, when Chipotle has essentially been giving away their food, tremendous couponing and discounting, our comps were as high as they have ever been. And so I think that says literally what's going on. With
the diverging fortunes in the restaurant business in mind, McDonald's also has seen some newfound momentum thanks to all-day breakfast. You know, the story when McDonald's was suffering was always McDonald's is losing share because people instead are going to Panera and to Shake Shack and other fast casual options. Now that customers are coming back to McDonald's, is that a headwind or a risk for your growth?
You know, I have to tell you, Sarah, I think you know because you've watched us for 20 years. I know it. The reality is, right? No, I know, all the way back to high school. Right?
It was, it's true.
In utero.
No. I remember being on CNBC when she, what is it? Panera Sarah, right?
Sarah, right.
I remember that. At any rate, right? The reality is that the market loves to focus on what happened in a given quarter, who's up, who's down. What we're focused on here at Panera is really doing the things that make us a better competitive alternative for the long term. And when we do that, we've always won. Hey, look at Panera's success over 20 years. And it's not about an individual quarter.
And it's a good story that you tell, but you have been under pressure from some of the investors, have you not? I mean, just talk us through the attempts to please them, not just the idea that more of the estate is going to be franchised than owned and the borrowing of debt to return cash to shareholders.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you something, right? I've been doing this. I've been a public company CEO for nearly 30 years. I've done 100 quarterly earnings. It's never about the pressure. What it's about, the pressure on ourselves internally is far more than anybody could put on us externally. What we want to do is deliver for the people that actually have faith in us. Who is that? That's our team members, that's our customers, and that's our investors. And so we continue to try to do the things that matter and that will make a long-term difference. I actually stepped down, I retired. I came back to be part of this transformation and help prepare Panera to be in a place where it can have a long-standing run, many years of sustained expanded earnings growth. You don't do that in a quarter. You do that by putting in place the ingredients that drive a better competitive alternative, and you position an organization for large runways for growth.
Yep, you've come a long way, Ron, since St. Louis Bread Company and A0B2 Penn. Just quickly here on the outlook, want to combine two factors that I know you feel passionately about, and that is some of the risk factors in the analyst reports. It's always going to be U.S. consumer spending, so I wanted to get your read of the consumer going forward, and also higher wages. What's going on with wages? Are you feeling the pressure to raise them, given new laws and more demand for labor?
Absolutely. Panera has always paid better than others. We believe that's part of the guest experience. We're going to continue to do that. There is structural, legislated inflation in wage rates. That's going to affect the restaurant industry to a much greater degree than food inflation, which is essentially benign. Expect it to continue, certainly for the next couple of years. It's not going to go away, and the guys are going to be able to meet that ante. Are the guys are going to win because customers are expecting a better guest experience.
And quickly on the state of the consumer?
You know, I actually focus very little on the consumer. The consumer goes up, the consumer goes down. What Panera is about taking market share, and we're taking market share.
Ron, thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you, Sarah.
With
thank
the stock
you, guys.
almost up
Take care.
1%. Ron Shaich is the CEO of Panera Bread.
Always a good interview. When we come back, Starboard at